Detroit Lions fans, Detroit Den 313 back with another one. Steve and Will here, ready to talk some Detroit Lions football. My boy Steve behind enemy lines right now, just doing the Lord's work. Steve, we appreciate you. Listen, hit the subscribe button if for some reason you haven't, and think about becoming a member. Steve, how are you doing, man? Are you good over there? I'm worried about you.
Don't be worried, Will. This isn't behind enemy lines. This is just a football game in another state. This is hostile takeover. This is there's so many Lions fans down here. It does not feel like a road game. We went out last
Ooh.
night. More Lions, Tigers, Michigan fans than we saw. The terrible state of Ohio. So we're good down here.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Going into this game day, man. I guess we'll get right into it. Yeah, how you feeling about this matchup? Because we just got some pivotal, at least in my opinion. Because I already got a couple people that said they don't give a darn, but I feel like it's still pivotal news going into this football game. Taylor Decker out for this game. Are you still feeling confident?
My confidence is through the roof, even with Taylor Decker being out, William. It's not ideal. It's not something I want to happen, but it's the Bengals. Okay, it's the Cincinnati Bengals. We should just be able to show up and just be present on the day and end up with getting a win. So Taylor Decker, who do you think's going to replace him? Is it going to be Gio Manu? You think?
Yeah, yeah. Because
That's not ideal. That's not ideal because I think we talked about it a couple of days ago. Trey Hendrickson. That's probably going to be who he's going up against every single snap. I wouldn't let Trey Hendrickson even look at Penei Sewell's direction. Just your main focus is defeating this Giovanni Manu kid.
Steve, I, I I said it in the previous podcast. I didn't want to see Trey versus Gio. I really don't want to see Trey versus anybody, but Trey versus Gio is making me very uncomfortable this morning, and I've grown accustomed to waking up on a Sunday and just thinking, yeah, we're about to take care of business today. And I haven't got off of the fact that I believe that we're going to take care of business, but what does worry me is we have a guy in Jared Goff who has been clean jerseys, jerseys, no worries. Uh, I think that jersey might get a little dirty today. I think, and I'm not gonna say that he's gonna be like getting it wrecked, but I got a feeling that he might get maybe a little bit of a stain or two on that jersey today, man, and that it makes me a little bit uncomfortable. I want to continue to press on. And I think it uglies up the game a little bit. It's not going to be my prediction at the end of this immediately changed a little bit. It hasn't completely flipped, but it changed a little bit. Are you still as because we were talking 50 burgers, Steve. Are you still talking 50 burgers?
We'll get to that at the end, Will. But I would
Uh,
imagine this is something that the Lions have planned for all week. They've probably known before today that Taylor Decker wasn't going to play, or that the odds are that he wasn't going to play were very high. If I had to guess, I would say we'd probably see a lot of Brock Wright on the left side as a tight end today to help Giovanni Manu, maybe some running backs, some wide receivers over there to do some chips. This is probably something that's going to be game plan. Well, I don't know. Can I make you feel better about this? You seem very very worried about Giovanni Manu. This was your guy when we drafted him 2 years ago. Well, it's time to shine. What if? What if he goes out there and he holds his own against Trey Hendrickson, which is not something I would be willing to bet my mortgage on. But what if he does above average?
Steve. Um,
Got to ask the question.
I try to toe that line. I don't want to be disrespectful. I just hope that he's tough in the run game. I'm gonna say that. I hope that he's very Geo like in the run game. When he gets downhill and he starts moving people, he has no issues doing that. Outside of sometimes he does have a little bit of footwork issues lining people up, But I hope that he's really powerful in the run game because I think in the pass game it's gonna be a time. I don't see what you're proposing happening. I don't see him just looking really good against Trey because Pro Bowlers don't look good against Trey. This the dude has 16 sacks over the last couple seasons. Like it's no issue. Like he's a sack machine. Uh, I don't know. His coming out party I wish was against somebody else than dealing with the whole day of Trey. But if he does it, man, I would be shocked to answer your question. Shocked.
Prepare to be shocked. So you gotta have a little faith. Gotta have a little faith. Trey Henderson's a stud, but I think the Lions have more studs on offense than the Bengals do on offense. I mean, you talk about the pass game. It's probably going to be Jared. You better get that ball out as fast as humanly possible today, just in
Mm.
case. Three-step drop, bang. Like no sitting there. Might not have time to go through your first, second, third reads. We're going to have to play like Aaron Rodgers did back in the day. Just catch ball, snap ball, throw ball. It's got to be bang, bang, bang. So I don't know. I'm not worried about one player when I look at the rest of the Lions offense. I think we're going to be just fine. Well, we got a running game. We got some receivers. We got some tight ends. We got Jared Goff. It's going to be okay, William.
Yeah, you nailed it. You nailed it. He's gonna have to get the ball out of his freaking hands. So it's going to be a lot of quick games. It's going to be a lot of running the football. And can the Cincinnati Bengals make any adjustments to slow that down? Because I felt like that's a little bit of what we tried to do versus Green Bay. We were trying to speed up that clock, get the ball out of Jared Goff's hands, but they were there for our little bubble screens. They were there for our outside run. They were there for inside run. All of the inside and outside zone. They played us tough, man. Um, it's just going to be something that I'm looking out for and I'm watching.
What do you think the Lions are going to have to do to negate this left tackle play? Do you think it's going to be running the football or passing the football?
I think we'll still be able to run the ball. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna disrespect Gio in that. In that, I don't think he's a complete liability. He's an NFL player and he's got a tremendous amount of talent. And I think today is going to be great for him because I don't let my pessimistic attitude right now when it comes to the situation. It's gonna be great for him, but it's gonna be hey, listen, learn by fire. We're going to throw you right into the fire. You better figure it out, kid. So there's going to be some growing pains today, but I think we got to run the football, and I think we need to run it behind Panay, and then mix in our runs behind Geo, and then maybe if we keep these guys guessing, if we're running or passing the ball, we don't get into third and longs, we don't get into second and longs, and give these guys opportunities to pin their ears back. I think Geo could look a lot better. So I think, Steve, the way this football game flows is going to also play into how well he does. If we can stay ahead of the sticks, we could in this game get on here and say, "Wow, Geo played tough." Right? But if we get behind the sticks, I don't think Geo has a chance.
You know, the Lions have a pretty good pass rusher on our team as well, Will, that they're going to have to deal with. And we got more than one. Aiden Hutchinson. When I look at the Bengals offense, no Joe Burrow. You got Joe Burrow fan over there. He's not happy about today. But no Joe Burrow, Jake Browning. I think that's their handicap on offense. So maybe it's I don't know. He said that maybe it's even, but I don't think it is. I think that the Bengals are still more handicapped than we are. But Aiden Hutchinson's pretty good pass rusher too. So how the Bengals going to deal with him? Because I saw a stat during last Sunday's game when they played against the Broncos that the Bengals offensive line was giving up a 38% loss on one-on-one pass blocking, and that was
Yeah.
worst in the NFL. So when I think of how they're going to one-on-one Aiden Hutchinson or Tyleek Williams or Al Qadim Muhammad, I see one of those three guys winning on a regular basis, if not all three. So I don't think that the Bengals will be able to score enough to keep up with us in this game. Also, how do you feel about our defense?
Yeah, we're gonna be us. This is a defense that's been ascending, kind of putting the NFL on notice that this is a tough defense. This isn't the same Detroit Lions as it has been over the past couple of seasons. That's been decimated with injuries and kind of a struggling defense that was trying to just put a band-aid bend but don't break attitude. Now this is a defense that's disruptive, aggressive, and we're gonna be in your face. Now, if you're a fantasy manager, I regret to inform you that I don't think Chase Brown is going to be doing a lot today because not only do we stop the run, right? Um, Steve, he's going to have his hands full at a minimum chipping Aiden Hutchinson. Like it's gonna be tight ends chipping him. It's gonna be, hey, let's get the flow of the line. Let's check that towards Aiden and just flow at him. Let's have tight ends over there. It's gonna be all hands on deck. Deal with Aiden. I know Al Qadim Muhammad has had some pretty good football games over the course of this season, but that's not gonna negate anybody game planning for Aiden. Haven't seen a lot of crazy pass rush from Talik. He has pressed some pockets and does some good stuff, but I definitely haven't seen enough from him either to warrant accounting for him as a pass rusher, quite yet. I think it's going to get interesting as Aline comes back, but and then DJ Reader, same thing. He's not a guy that I'm going to be worried about from a pass rush standpoint, down in and down out, although he can flash. So I think it's all hands on deck, stopping Aiden, Steve. You're going to see tight ends. You're going to see running backs. You're going to see maybe they have the coach come out there and try to talk to Aiden and distract him. It's going to be anything that can get done, man, that keep him from doing his thing.
Defensively, the only position I see that the Lions are probably outmatched in is probably them having Jamar Chase, one of the best receivers in football, if not the best. But the handicap of Jake Browning being the quarterback for them, but he's still someone you got a game plan for in Jamar Chase. So who do you think is going to be lined up on him today?
I hope it's TA, Steve. And TA's swagger in his game haven't matched yet. We've talked about it 100 times since the season started, but I'm looking for a signature moment out of TA. I'm looking for a reason for him to truly believe. I know he believes in himself, and I know that he thinks that he's going to figure it out and really be that elite level player. But I know deep down inside, even though he's putting that output of I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it, he's got some questions. I think a signature moment for him would be really competing, making a play even against Jamar. I'm hoping that we get that today. I love the way Amik competes. I would love to see him in another circumstance go compete with Jamar, but I think TA needs this. Now, do I think that he's going to be on him all game? I don't think so because he's battling a little bit of soft tissue injuries and that type of stuff that he's been dealing with throughout the season. But I need moments, Steve. I need moments. I need to continue to break this kid in. People keep talking about the whole big play slay taking 3 years. Each player is different. Each player is unique. Let's see if TA can have a special day in a special moment to kind of propel him to some more success throughout the season.
William, I FaceTimed you about 30 minutes ago, and little Will was sleeping. I think that I would rather you try to get him down here to Cincinnati to cover Jamar Chase instead of Terry Arnold, if that's possible. Like if you guys left right now, you could be here about 3 hours before game time. That should give him enough time to get warmed up. I don't want to see Terry Arnold anywhere near Jamar Chase today. I'd rather see Amik Robertson. And I don't think that it'd be easy for Terry Arnold to cover T. Higgins. So I definitely don't want to put him on the best player in football when he struggled. He's very, very handsy. Jamar Chase will find ways to expose that and create some contact to at least get a penalty if he's not 15 yards past him, waiting on a football to come into his hands. So I don't know. Well, I think that there's probably some better options in the stands or on the sidelines that I've seen some Detroit Lions fans walking around town that might be a little bit more capable of guarding Jamar Chase than Terry Arnold. I don't have a lot of faith in him. I don't think he's played good this year. I'm not willing to roll the dice in a game that I think we should dominate. I don't want to give them any chances, and I think that would be just a huge mismatch for the Bengals.
Yeah, you always got the opportunity to take him off if something bad happens. Bottom line. So I just think, man, a signature moment against Chase, man, it could really take you to the next level. But ultimately, I'm glad you mentioned T. Higgins, Kirby Joseph. Kirby Joseph floating around in that center field, man. I think he's going to be huge. Brian Branch, obviously, assisting these guys in their duties. I know that Coach Shepard has mentioned before that he likes to spend maybe 60% of the time. I'm pressed up on you. It's me and you. So, and then he's been letting his guys kind of get after it inside of the box. I don't think that changes today. I think that you got Browning back there, and I think Coach Shep is like, hey, listen, let's speed up that clock for him. Let's make him go through these reads. He's not the guy for a reason, but you can't do that without playing some press man, letting Kirby roam. I'm going to go out on a limb here, Steve, and say I know you haven't asked me yet, but I'm just gonna flow. I'm just gonna flow into it. Defensive player of the game today. Uh, I think Kirby's gonna have some opportunities to get a hand on the football. Um, for those reasons, I'm not picking him from defensive player of the game, and I'm going with TA. Steve, signature moment today. Getting a pick today. First interception. TA, first interception today, Steve, in Cincinnati. He's going to give you what you want. We're going to have that signature moment. He's going to step onto the stage as the star that he wants to be, and he's not going to have it perfectly figured out yet, but we're going to see him start ascending in the right direction.
I think you're right that Jake Browning will throw an interception or two like Flacco did last week. Like I was sitting in the stands just thinking Joe Flacco is going to give some extra possessions to the Lions. Browning's probably going to do the same, but I think it's going to be because Aiden Hutchinson's ruining his day and going for some more strip sacks. I think he's going to get in the backfield and create at least one turnover. So that'd be three turnovers. I know we got jobbed on one last week for a BS holding call, so it should have been two. But we'll at least get another one from Hutch. I'm going with him, defensive player of the game. What about offense?
Steve, offensive player game is easy this week because when I'm thinking about the fact that we're not going to have Taylor Decker, right? That means that Jared Goff is going to be getting the ball, like we said, out of his hands quick. It's going to be a lot of shorter routes. I don't think it's going to be Jared Goff. I don't think the receivers get it. For those reasons, it's not going to be a lot of routes down the field. It's not going to be a lot of yards there. I don't believe, um, unless we're taking quick shots. Steve, last week we had a big problem. Last week, even though we had a phenomenal result, JMO and Jared Goff could not get it together. This week, Steve, they figure it out. I think it was probably a point of emphasis throughout practice this week. I know you guys were struggling a little bit trying to get it together this week. We're going to do this, this, and this. I'm looking for JMO to have a huge day. And by huge, I know you like to call out the numbers. I think JMO
Mhm.
scores twice today. I think he has 100 plus yards receiving today. And I think he has a huge reverse or jet sweep, something where he's rushing the football. I'm going to say for a 20, 30-yard gain. He makes a big play running the football as well. So a nice little rushing play out of JMO, 100 plus yards receiving. I'm going to go with from a reception standpoint. He's not a reception hog, man. It'll probably be 6, 7 receptions.
6, 7 receptions. I could live with that. We've been talking about trying to get 6 to 8 possessions for JMO, whether it's running or catching the ball. But William, I appreciate you um, guessing, but I'm gonna just hit you with some cold hard facts here real fast. So just buckle up. Um, Last week, watching the Bengals game, doing a little early scouting on the opponent from last week. They were playing the Denver Broncos, and the Denver Broncos hadn't had a 100-yard rusher in like 2.5 seasons. J.K. Dobbins had like 104, got over 100 barely. And I was just thinking, if a team that doesn't run the ball and doesn't run the ball well against the Cincinnati Bengals, and we have a running back and an offensive line of Jameer Gibbs, um, I don't see how he doesn't touch the ball 19 times for 180 and 2 touchdowns. Will 19 carries, 19 touches, 180 total all-purpose yards, 2 touchdowns. That's who my offensive player of the game is going to be.
Yeah, I was in there with you before the injury, or not injury, but the inactiveness of Taylor Decker. That threw a wrench in it for me, man. I think that's gonna affect what we do. But praying for a surprise, like I'm praying for Gio to just have a phenomenal day, man. I think that it would sure up some things just down the road. Even we talked about in the previous podcast with Decker being a little bit banged up, similar to Frank Ragnow not practicing all week. This could be a situation to where we need to look at a player in the draft to step into his role and start learning it this coming season. If Gio steps up on a game like this, you could change that thought process for me a little bit. So it remains to be seen.
Score predictions.
Steve, again, I was 50 burger, man. I was a 50 burger guy going into this game. I thought that we just came in and would absolutely bananas, did whatever we wanted. I watched the same games that you watched. I thought that we were going to come in here and run the football, and then if you just let us run the football, we're really going to open it up on you and really gas you. But that changed. So now I think they uglied this thing up, Steve. I think that this thing ends up Detroit Lions 27 points. Like we're still scoring some points, but I don't think it's as as sexy as it was gonna be. Um, Cincinnati Bengals find a way to get 7. Uh, it's not pretty, but it's gonna be a beatdown.
Find a way to get 7. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Garbage time touchdown. Maybe it's 27-0 going into the fourth quarter, and the Bengals
yeah.
go against our backups and maybe get a touchdown. Is that what you're saying?
It could
I think we're
either that or they break like Chase maybe breaks a big play or T Higgins or something. But one of the two, you know what I mean? They're either getting beat up and get a late one, or good players make good plays.
I'm gonna go. I think the Bengals will score a couple times. By a couple times, I mean they'll score a touchdown and maybe a field goal. So I'm gonna go 10 points for the Bengals. And I still think even despite Taylor Decker, I've had to shift my score prediction because I was in like the mid 40s a couple days ago. But I think that might come down to I'll go 38-10 Lions. Just take your belt out, put it on the butt cheeks. Let's go home, head north. 38-10 Lions, William.
I like it. I
Are we
like it.
doing
I like that better.
our gift card challenge this week still? Nobody's won yet.
I'm Yeah, I'm down for sure.
$100 gift card if you can guess the first touchdown score, the last touchdown score, and the exact score of the game. And again, if you edit your comment, disqualified. I saw a lot of people trying to cheat a couple weeks ago, and I noticed that I have to put it out there. If you edit your comment in any way or your prediction comes in after kickoff, it will not be accepted. So you have to guess first touchdown of the game, last touchdown of the game, and the exact score. And again, first touchdown score is who possesses the football in the end zone. So if you take Jared Goff, he has to either somehow catch a touchdown or rush for a touchdown, not a passing touchdown. Whoever possesses the ball, just to be clear on the rules, and no editing comments. That's all I got. Anything else for today, Will?
Nah, man, I'm excited to get this game going, man. I'm mad that I gotta wait till 4, man. Like I'm not really digging that, man. Not really digging it.
This Giovanni Manu path to the Hall of Fame begins today, William. That's all you got to worry about. Stick around, hit that like button. We'll be back later with another show.
Peace.